Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to another video, a live stream containing tons of really fascinating material. We're going to talk about gold. Gold is everywhere, places you wouldn't even begin to imagine gold was at. We're going to come back and take a look at that fascinating fact here in just a moment. You're probably wondering what the bizarre banner was all about. Me too. I was sent a link to a specific location on Google Earth, and I'm going to take you guys to that location where there were some bizarre surface features. They're still there that we're going to take a closer look at. Unbelievable stuff. Also, an update on the earthquake situation. The earthquakes are still rocking and rolling. We've seen more earthquake activity. In fact, the latest, I believe, was right here, a 6.3 down in Indonesia. However, the only good thing about this 6.3, it was 100, right around 100 miles deep, 90 miles deep, 144 kilometers. So that's a deep one. No probability of a tsunami, even though it was right along the shores of Gorontalo, about 10 miles off the coast. Now, if that would have been shallow, would have been an entirely different situation. But being that it was fairly deep, not a big deal, but it just adds to the collection of ongoing earthquakes and swarms that we're seeing specifically in the northern hemisphere. Still got the swarm over here in the far western Pacific. Still have the swarm going on in the Aleutians up in Alaska. Seeing some activity all through California. The bizarre swarm we talked about yesterday in North New Jersey. What? I mean, it just gets weirder and weirder by the day. And now seeing the earthquake activity in Indonesia. I think there was a secondary right there. Yeah, there was an aftershock out in Modisi, out in the middle of this big passage here, fairly deep area. And this one too was, I think it was 50 kilometers deep, right around, what, 25, 30 miles. So earthquakes continue. They are not being influenced by the solar wind or anything like that. Shock waves from CMEs. It's just one of those things. We're watching volcanoes all around the world too. Thank you, moderator, for stopping by. I've got the best moderator on YouTube, and I say that very proudly. I do have an excellent moderator. Also in this video, Dirty E update, the dirty electricity. I've got something else to share with you guys regarding the electricity. UFOs, oh yeah. Some incredible UFO footage that was sent in recently. I get UFO footage almost every day. And, well, I do get UFO footage every day. We're going to come back and take a look at that footage, some of the new footage here in just a moment. Really good stuff. The woman that was looking at this thing in the sky from South Carolina, I believe she called her husband to come outside and take a look at what she was seeing because she was so taken back. Looking at the National Data Buoy Center, there's a buoy in the North Pacific Ocean. That would be the northern Bering Sea that's still misbehaving. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. South Cordova, the buoy is showing yet again unusual activity. It's not necessarily implying a tsunami, but sometimes these buoys are telling stories of other things than tsunamis. They can tell us that the seafloor can be moving up or down. I've seen that before down in the Indonesia area, not far from where the 6.3 just occurred. I haven't seen it in a while. In fact, I think, let's go look, I think they took that buoy completely offline. They did. I'll be darned. Yeah, the buoy was over here. In fact, it was right here. There were two off the Java Ridge. There were two buoys right there, and one of them, every once in a while, would show some stunning data, 500-foot swings, and even larger. Saw that many years ago. Now the buoys are completely offline. Makes you wonder why, right? Kind of like the seismographs. We've been talking about the seismographs being offline, and we're gonna talk about that here later too. They're still offline, and nobody seems to know exactly why. Hello, Owl Hippie. Hello, Las Vegas. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? Good? Right on. That's great. Who's got the first super chat or super sticker? Who's got the first one today? Corey Carpenter. What's going on? Andrea. Welcome to the family. Owl Hippie is a Star family member. If you're a Star family member, you get the star by your name, and your name is always highlighted. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's get down to business. I've got a lot of things to cover. Not necessarily a short period of time, but I want to revisit something that I touched on yesterday. Whoops, sorry about that. I know I kind of went over. I got a couple of monitors going here, and this works out for me because I'm able to manage my material a little easier. Oh, also, yeah, the dirty electricity. There was a possible EMP discovered on a radar that was shared with me a couple of days ago above Washington, D.C., right as they were having power outage issues. So, coincidence? We'll have to wait and see. This is Comet Atlas. There have been a few Comet Atlases go through the solar system, picked up on like this spacecraft here, the stereo ahead. And the reason it's named Atlas is because that's where it was discovered at that particular observatory. So the comet that's coming in now, they say it's a comet. Does it look anything like this here? This is a classic comet. I believe this one was spotted in Comet Atlas. This is a different number. January of 2025. Not too long ago. There it is right there. So here's the comet seen from the Hubble Space Telescope. This is the ancient time traveler that's zipping through the inner solar system, coming in like an airplane, coming in parallel with the planets in the solar system right there. They don't look anything alike. So I don't know. I'm not convinced just yet. That's why I wanted to share this example of a comet. Yes, this comet was much closer to the sun at the time this video was taken from the stereo ahead spacecraft. But the comet that or the object that we're watching isn't necessarily that far away from the sun. I mean, it's in between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. So it's not that far away. In fact, here it is. Check it out. This is today, and it is right there. It's inside the orbit of Jupiter, and the sun's right there. There's the time traveler coming from another star system, and it's coming in at an angle which is super, super weird. And there's the sun. So it should be, in my humble opinion, responding to the solar wind, not necessarily as dramatic as this one, but at least something like this, because it's so big. This thing coming in is 12 miles wide, so we should be seeing some debris coming off the tail, and we're not. It's not reacting like a typical comet would when it's interacting with solar wind from any star, especially our star. We've seen that many, many times, and I don't know, it's just kind of unusual. But I wanted to give you guys that update and just a comparison and why I looked at that comet or the object the way that I did. It doesn't look like a comet to me. Quick hurricane update, guys, before we go anywhere while I'm thinking about it. Should see no hurricane activity in the next 5 days in the Atlantic Basin, the eastern seaboard of the United States, Caribbean Sea, or the Gulf. Anywhere if you're situated inside the Gulf of America, you shouldn't see any hurricanes or tropical storms in the next 5 days. I don't want to go any further than 5 days because the forecast can and will change, especially with everything that's going on down in the South Atlantic or Southern Ocean, the big Southern Ocean. Okay, guys, here we go. I've got something bizarre to share with you guys. This coordinate that was sent in by a viewer. It was sent in via email. And I want to take you guys there right now. Here we go. It coincides with the banner that you saw. And it's right there. Doesn't that look ominous? I mean, it looks just weird. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. They sent me the coordinates to this location here. This is on Google Earth of all places, right? This is down deep in the small chain of islands down in South America, in between South America and Antarctica. There's the banner. Isn't that weird? We back out. You can see other things here. Look at that. I don't know what's going on here. Looks like a giant totem pole. Let me show you exactly where we are. I've got several places I want to take you guys to today if we have time. I mean, I've got places marked all over Antarctica, all over South America, but we're going to go to this location. I believe it is. Yeah. I didn't know what else to call it. I just called it Earth Art because that's what it looks like, as you're going to see here in just a moment. Let's go there. Earth Art. Here we come. I don't know what this is, guys. I've never seen anything quite like it. It is super, super bizarre. And there you go. There's something right there as well. Looks like it's of intelligent origin or something like that, right? And the thing over here on the right, this thing here, this is where it looks like a face right there. Isn't that weird? It's almost creepy looking. 55, 32, 35 south. These are the coordinates. 69, 15, 53 west. Go down there and check it out for yourself. I don't know if this is some sort of trick that somebody's playing. I have no idea. I know this. I've never seen anything like this on Google Earth. And like you guys, I've been using Google Earth for many, many years. This is a new one to me. I've never seen anything like this. Very bizarre indeed. How did that get there? This looks like a massive totem pole. Look at that. Very intricate detail and what looks like artwork. That is crazy. There's more there. And then right in here. Oh yeah, there you go. There's your mask or whatever you want to call it. Isn't that wild? Unbelievable. And I thought I'd seen everything on Google Earth. Man, I wasn't even close. I wasn't even close. I put together a little slideshow, and what I did, they asked me if I could look at this a little closer, and I did, and I did the best I could with the screen grabs that I could get. And I'll show you what I found. I have got like 15. I want to show you guys the EMP above DC. Wait till you see this on radar. It looks like an EMP. I've got a plasma donut to share with you guys. There it is right there. Goodness sakes. Okay, here we go. This is what I did. I took screenshots of the area, then I took and modified the lighting and color, and this is what I came up with. Here we go. Here's the eerie looking banner in a different light, and you can see it pulls together what almost look like eyes. What? Forehead features. You can see a face. You can't make this stuff up. That's actually on Google Earth. How it got there, I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. I'm just analyzing what I saw, and this is what I saw, okay? And it's in deep South America, between Antarctica and South America. Here we go. So that's the first image here's the second one. And again, all I did was kind of make some light modifications. That's some sort of a glitch. It is a very coincidental glitch. I don't know what this would, I don't know how it would glitch like this. Here I just darken it up a little bit. What's going on here, YouTube? Pardon me, guys. Again, it says the YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain smooth streaming. Yeah, we are. We have plenty of horsepower. I don't know why it does that. Every single time we do a live stream, it does that. And then it comes back on and connects, even though it's strongly connected. I have a download speed of 700, and I have an upload speed of 108. I don't understand. But anyway, not your problem. We'll make it work. Everything's doing good. Here it is. I lightened it up a little bit. This is just that one specific area. I'm going to take you guys to the other areas as well. You can almost see what look like eyes there. I mean, yo, this is on Google Earth, man. What's up? And again, this coordinate was shared with me by a viewer via email. And here's the situation. I'm having to keep the email cleaned out because even though the email is working good, if you guys have things to send in, send them on in. But for some reason, there's a space issue. So I have to keep it cleaned out. So the person that sent it in, thank you. Send in more coordinates if you have them, and we'll definitely check them out. Okay, here we go. Here's the location. You can see some what almost looks like artwork on the left. Some things over here on the right as well. I mean, this stuff looks really bizarre. There's like a big totem pole over there on the right. These things here, they're not perfectly symmetrical, but pretty close. See what looks like a head again? That almost reminded me of a dragon. Again, like some ancient artwork. But who did this? I mean, how did it get there? I don't know, guys. This is an entirely new space for me. I've never seen this part. I mean, I've been down here before, of course. I've scoured Antarctica for years, you know. I've just never really looked over in this part of the world too much. But there you go. I lightened this up and you can see what looked like detail. This is like something you'd see on a, I don't know, a t-shirt or a picture. It's kind of weird. A lot of detail though. This format here shows us there is something physical in nature there. The surface of the ground, obviously. Yikes. It's no telling who we've shared the earth with. You know what I mean? It's no telling who we're sharing the earth with right now as I do this video. I mean, it's no telling. I don't think we have the capability to do things like that, even in today's modern world. And again, I'm just going through different formats that I took and modified the lighting and color. And this looks like something you would see, I don't know, maybe in Indonesia, you know, the beautiful artwork and various things you see around the world. Looks like something sitting there, very intricate artwork. How did that get there? Again, the link was shared with me. I went there and was quite surprised. I've never been to this part of the world looking for gigantic artwork that's several miles long. I mean, this gives the Nazca lines in Peru a serious run for their money. I mean, this is weird. And this here, it's a little more, it's a little busier here. But as you can see, you can make out detail and things here. It's like some sort of bizarre artwork. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Polenta, thank you for the super chat. Polenta's the first super chatter today. Thank you, Polenta. They are in the sky. You see them over there in California, huh? You know what? I'm not surprised. Polenta, you send me some amazing pictures of the Sacramento sky over there in California, Northern California. This one here, thank you, Polenta, once again. Thanks for sharing. You can kind of see something going on there. It's a little busier here in this one, and I couldn't de-static it too much. Again, it's a give and take situation whenever you're analyzing videos and stuff. So this one here, there was no give, no take. It simply was what it was. It was just a little too busy to even improve too much, but you can kind of get the idea. There was something there that looks similar to artwork. You can see what looks like somebody sitting over here on the right with a bunch of, I don't know, gear on. It's just a super weird. Again, you can't make this stuff up. It's like Polenta was saying, you don't have to make it up. Just pay attention, look around. This person here that found this on Google Earth, obviously scouring the earth looking for mysterious things. There's mysteries everywhere. Like Polenta said, go out and look in the sky. If you pay attention, eventually you're going to see some activity in the sky. And sometimes without even looking that hard. I know I've had some encounters out here in Arizona, and I wasn't looking. I've never looked. That's the truth. I have never looked, and this stuff just appears, if you're alert, like Polenta, out of nowhere. It comes from somewhere. Where it comes from, that's anybody's guess. This one here turned out pretty good. You can see the detail over here on the right. Again, super bizarre. Not quite sure of the origins of this. Maybe it's a glitch. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think so. Looks very, very detail-oriented. But again, down here at the 55, 32, 35 south, 69, 15, 53 west. By all means, check it out yourself. It is highly, highly unusual. Speaking of unusual, I don't know if you guys know this or not. I did a video about it several years ago. This is an instrument that views the ionosphere of the Earth, and the instrument of all things is called GOLD, G-O-L-D. And when I was studying this phenomenon many years ago, I ran across this craft, and it's measuring ratios of elements in the ionosphere, right? And I'm like, it's measuring gold. Because, in case you guys didn't know, we are surrounded by gold below us, all around us, and above us. And gold is even in your body. Yeah, you got gold in your body. You're like, oh, this guy's nuts. No, it's the truth. There's trace amounts of gold everywhere, basically. This is an article that I ran across many years ago when I learned that the sun had enough gold in the sun to fill all the oceans of the earth. I was like, wow, that's a lot of gold, you know. 2.5 trillion tons of gold. So here we go. I just wanted to give you guys a quick synopsis of the gold situation that we're currently in. Most of the gold on the surface of the earth is leftover that didn't sink down to the inner core of the earth. The inner core of the earth has a lot of gold. Okay, and this story, not story, article was published back in 1970, 1973. This goes back a long time. And I just want to give you, like I said, this is a long article, it's a long read, and I did a video about it many years ago. But there is gold. Check this out. There is gold all around you, in you, below you, and above you. In seawater, fresh surface water, groundwater, algae. It's in plants. It's in trees. It's in shrubs. It's in flowers, mosses, and it is, yes, in your body. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not. And this article here just goes on and talks about, they did a study back many years ago about the gold content of water, plants, animals, and humans. There's gold in us too. So it's quite fascinating to think that there's so much gold surrounding us. And I think that this spacecraft that monitors the ionosphere monitors it for trace amounts of gold, because it's definitely there. And the unique, one of the most fascinating things about this whole story is gold doesn't come from the earth. Gold comes from supernova and cosmic origins. Gold does not originate here, and obviously from the sun. But where did the sun get it? The sun doesn't have the capability to make gold, but gold is everywhere. It is all around you guys. In case you didn't know that, you have probably, well, you're consuming gold every day. If you drink water, there's trace amounts of gold. There's gold in plants. If you're vegetarian, or if you eat vegetables, you're eating trace amounts of gold. It's everywhere. I found that very fascinating. And when I first ran across that fact, I was like, wow, I did not know that. It was quite fascinating indeed. Speaking of fascinating, I want to share some things with you guys here, going from gold to sky phenomena, as Polenta was talking about in California. The skies over there are truly a sight to behold sometimes. She sends me some incredible pictures. Did any of you guys hear about this story? This young lady here, and I was asked to analyze this video, so I took a look at it. I couldn't quite tell what it was. It almost looked like a weird street light falling from the sky with multiple bulbs on it, multiple globes. But this was out of Pembroke near Boston. Check this out. This was spotted falling through the sky. This young lady was out back right here. Mystery object spotted in the sky. See what I mean? Let me pause it. See how it looks like a street light? An old-time street light with 4 globes on it, even though it's got a globe on the bottom. That's the only thing that doesn't resemble a street light. But it's tall like a street light, falling through the sky in the evening. What in the world? So I zoom in, take a closer look like we do. I slowed it down. Maybe you guys can. There you go, right there. I paused it. Bingo. Okay. Anybody know what this was? Did anybody see a follow-up video about this mystery thing falling through the skies of Boston? This was just a few days ago. She was out back in her pool, and here it come through the sky. It wasn't dark yet. Very weird. What's up, Trina? What's going on, Redcap? Willie Wayne. Gold shots. Oh, your father, yeah, gold shots directly into a spine by a doctor. Yeah, they say gold is good for you. You're right, head trip. Yeah, gold is a very fascinating study. And it's like our ancient ancestors knew long ago, how rare gold is on the surface of the earth. The vast majority of the gold is in the interior of the earth. Yes. But nevertheless, we're still surrounded by gold everywhere. It's in the ionosphere. Okay, what was this thing? Did anybody ever find out? I couldn't tell by looking. I don't think it was a SpaceX, rocket returning to land. Obviously not. This was above a populated area. Here it is in an inverted format. Light is dark, dark is light. I don't know, guys. Nevertheless, there it is. You're going to see a very rare, this is rare too, by the way, but you're going to see a an eyewitness. Here's another rare one out of Ontario. Nora Lynn looked up and saw this. This is the original vertical video. This is not a Chinese lantern. It's moving way too fast, and it wasn't a drone. Here I zoom in as it disappeared behind the building. Again, not an airplane, not a helicopter, not a drone, not a Chinese lantern because it's moving way too fast. Just bizarre. Okay, this one here is where it gets weird, all right? Jennifer Stone out of South Carolina. This has a little bit of narration. This is a stationary object, and you can tell by the sound of her voice, she was genuinely shocked by what she was seeing in the sky. Check this out.
Hey, come here. Look at this. I don't even know how to process what I'm seeing here. I don't even know how to process what I'm seeing. Come look at this.
Okay, that was the main gist of the narration. She's standing outside looking at this, and this is the original vertical video. I haven't done anything to it. But something happens during this video as she's standing here watching this thing, and I noticed it at the 12 second mark. So I paid close attention to that segment in this video. You're going to see a black object appear underneath whatever it is she was looking at here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Here we go. And again, you can tell by her voice, she was like, what am I looking at here? She couldn't process it. That's not a planet, obviously not a plane, way too big to be a drone, and it wasn't making any sound. If that was a drone that big in the sky, it would probably be making a significant amount of sound. But now watch close. You're going to see underneath this thing, you're going to see a black round object appear out of nowhere and come up like that. It's the weirdest thing, and I've seen these videos similar to this all the time. You can't make this stuff up. I've never seen one quite like this. Okay, here we go, getting close. You're going to see a black object come up from the bottom. Right there, she just said, what? You know, she is completely dumbfounded at what this thing is, what it's doing. Okay, here we go, watch close. I'll zoom in, you won't miss it, trust me. I slowed it down because it was only in the, right there. And then it comes up, or then disappears. Now we're gonna look at it again. That was in the original format. Here I adjusted the lighting and color so we could see it a little better. Right there it is. So this thing wasn't alone, whatever it was. And this is in a different format. I took away the color. So again, it's a give-take situation. I had to take away the color to reveal the darker object. There it is. So not only was she looking at some sort of a mysterious, rogue and random colorful light in the sky, what was that? That was a dark object that I don't even think she saw. It just showed up in the video. And there it is right there. And then it just showed up. It was in 2 frames. 1, 2, and disappeared. You know, again, you can't make this stuff up. And then I go back to this is the original video. I did enhance it just a touch, not too much. I was trying to pull forward any features that may have been there, because this thing was super stationary, super quiet. Here I inverted the format. Again, looking for edges, looking for curves, looking for wings, looking for anything that was aerodynamic possibly. Couldn't really see anything there. This thing was highly energized. Looked like a ball of energy there in the sky. Speaking of balls of energy, going from South Carolina to these photos that were sent in by Rick A. just a couple of days ago. He said he spotted this in the nighttime sky. This is the original over here on the left, over here on the right. I zoomed in. I couldn't really do too much with this one here. It's good, excellent photo. But he said he described it as a plasma donut in the sky. And if you've ever looked at the Earth through a satellite up above in the polar regions, this is what the top of the Earth looks like during a geomagnetic storm. Looks exactly like that. That's called the ovation prime, when the top of the Earth is glowing from a geomagnetic storm. I was surprised at the uncanny resemblance, but that was much lower in the atmosphere, and he was able to just casually take a picture of it. Something right there, super mysterious in the skies above South Carolina. Oh my goodness, that was a classic right there. Gold everywhere, the South America art, the comet. Oh yeah, here we go. The UFOs, we've got stuff to talk about in this video. Don't go anywhere, guys. Gold, it's everywhere. I'll link that down below here in just a minute. in the description box if you guys want to read about the gold. Really cool stuff. Okay, I've done the hurricane update. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I've been getting videos of this. I get them all the time of the Starlink satellite trains. They're everywhere. Here's another one. In fact, it's out of Charleston, South Carolina again, sent in by uh, Nairobia. Young ladies took the video. The video was over 4 minutes long, so I condensed it. This is a Starlink satellite train. I'm just using this for presentation purposes. You'll see these sometimes in the nighttime sky if you happen to be looking in the right place at the right time. This is an extreme fast forward, but you'll see a series of lights like that in a straight line traveling through the nighttime sky sometimes. They're more than likely a Starlink satellite train. How they get into low Earth orbit is these very dramatic rocket launches that we see typically at least once a week right here. They look like jellyfish. This is a video that was sent in by Teresa out of Santa Barbara, California. This was a launch less than a week ago. I mean, this is a common occurrence anymore. This is what takes those satellites that you just saw up into low Earth orbit. I'm going to show you guys a real-time app that tracks these things in the day and nighttime sky, just to show you how many of these things are orbiting the Earth. And here we go. This is an app that monitors the Starlinks. This is how many Starlinks are in orbit right now, and they're still putting them up weekly, at least weekly, not every day, but at least once or twice a week. There's thousands of them. And someone sent me an article, what was it, yesterday or today? I believe it was today. Sent me an article. These are all Starlink satellites just swarming the Earth. This doesn't include the other satellites that are orbiting the Earth. These are just Starlinks. Look at that. I mean, they are everywhere. They'd make a perfect Dyson sphere, you know. If you were trying to, there goes probably the one that she saw right there. See it? That's a newer one in low Earth orbit, and these are all Starlinks. They provide internet to anybody, anywhere on Earth, so they say. Maybe they can do other things. I don't know. Maybe they're up there harvesting gold out of the upper levels of the atmosphere. There's gold up there, guys, and the gold didn't originate from Earth, but it is all over the Earth. It's in the Earth. It's in us. There's another Starlink. That's a young one right there. That's probably one of the ones that was just spotted above South Carolina. But again, if you pay attention, you'll see these every once in a while in the nighttime sky. As you can tell, the email is working, but I do have to keep it cleaned out because we are still trying to get a hold of the server. There's another one right there that's fairly new. You can kind of see its path. Starlink satellite trains, thousands orbiting the Earth. I mean, literally thousands. So that app you'll also be able to find after this video down in the description box if you'd like to check them out. Okay, guys, I've got a couple other things that I want to share with you guys. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, the situation regarding the earthquakes, and we just saw there was a 6.3 down in Indonesia, the swarm ongoing in Russia, and the Aleutians, and the activity over here at Yellowstone. It's kind of mysterious. In fact, there's no kind of to it. The activity is mysterious. There's been no seismographs over here for a week now. And here's the Yellowstone site that I've used for many, many years, and they get their charts from University of Utah. They're both offline, and they're not down for maintenance. So what's up with the seismographs? Again, another day of no data. Looking at the situation at mountRainier, just a quick update, 929 now in the last 30 days. That is a significant increase from a couple of days ago. It was just 800. I know 800 is still a lot, but that tells us that the energy is increasing. The frequency of earthquakes is increasing at mountRainier. So we're seeing an uptick in energy, and we're seeing a decrease in our ability to monitor this energy via the seismographs. Unbelievable. What a coincidence. Is that a coincidence, or is that a conspiracy? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards a conspiracy side, really. It's no coincidence because I don't believe in coincidence. But we do have access to some seismographs. As you can see, these are global ones positioned around the world. The ones over here by China, these three are in China, and they're the eastern part of China, and they're detecting the energy from the swarm north of Japan. But most of these seismographs, as you can see here, are not functioning. They don't work. These are the seismographs over here in the US, Montana, Wyoming. For some reason, the one in Wyoming here is not working, no data, and there's no data there on that one. In fact, the vast majority of these seismographs are quiet, and that's a good thing. We don't want to see a lot of activity on these things, because if there was, thank you for the super chat there, Everett. If there was, that means a lot of big earthquakes. I've seen these things turn completely black following a large, shallow earthquake, all of them. Here's one in Nevada showing some dark signatures. Let me get my handy dandy zoomer here. I'll get with you, Everett. Thank you for the super chat. There's the zoomer. Let's see what's up. There we go. No earthquakes that I know of in Nevada, at least nothing significant, but that signature right there is fairly strong. The one at the bottom that's occurring now? What's up with that? And that's lasted over an hour. See how long it is? When it goes all the way across the graph, that's 60 minutes. One line is 60 minutes. And that bottom line represents an hour. So something is being detected in Nevada. Exactly what? I don't know, but I don't think it's an earthquake. And that's what I like about these things. They'll detect other energy as well. That's how they learned about the shape of the interior of the Earth, is how the energy moved on the seismographs. Mono gold is what our body absorbs. Thank you, Everett. You are correct. Gold is everywhere. Thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Anybody else want to throw a super chat in there? By all means do. Go ahead. It's okay. You can put as many super chats as you want. Here's the thing, guys. You can put as many super chats in there as you want. Ask me any questions you want, and I'll answer it to the very best of my ability. When I see the super chats are always colored. They're blue, green, I believe yellow, orange, and red. Send them on in, and I'll take your questions. I've got one other thing. I want to show you this EMP, but I was wanting to share with you guys the seismographs. The situation hasn't changed any. In fact, it's still exactly the same as it was yesterday. Not much happening with the seismographs. I don't know why they're offline, and neither does anybody else. Looking at the Sahara sand, keeping you guys updated. You can see it's getting really, really close. Look at the sand plume over here by Puerto Rico is completely engulfed. It's coming up into the Bahamas right now, and probably by this time tomorrow, that sand plume right there will be all over Florida. It's just, like I said, I'd rather deal with a foot of snow than that. That is nasty. And there it is in color. Same plume, only in color. You can kind of see how close it's getting to Florida. Already had a plume go into Texas. This diminishes the air quality, but the only good side about this is there won't be any hurricanes form out here in the Atlantic Ocean. They simply can't, because the air is just way too dry and there's too much wind shear. Thank you, email. There has to be some wind shear, because otherwise this stuff wouldn't travel 4,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean to where it's at right now in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean Sea, making its way up into the Gulf. That is nasty. Absolutely nasty. No joke. But it is what it is, and it starts every summer, right around the first day of summer. It starts a little bit prior to that, in the latter part of May, but it'll be like that all summer, guys. What else do I have to show you guys? I've got more. Hang on, don't go anywhere. Here we go. Yesterday I talked to you guys, just made a mention about the power outage situation. Power outages overall have been good across the United States because we haven't had a lot of storms here recently. But for some reason, in DC, there were 3-hour power outages in 3 days. This article here is dated the 20th at 9:45 a.m. And they were talking about the power outages. Someone said we lost power for another 7 hours on Saturday, and we just lost power again on Sunday. And I believe they lost power again on Monday. 3 days in a row. Well, look at the radar. Lo and behold, hey, MSG Maurice, thank you for the super chat. That's super cool, man. Stephanie Finch sent this in. Now watch, guys, and tell me if this is a coincidence. Okay, watch that pulse right there. Let me back it up. Watch. You're just watching the radar. This isn't a storm or anything. You can see the storms maybe by just light showers. Then that pulse above Washington. And then it'll disappear. Do you think this information is being hidden on purpose? Good question. Let me like that. Thank you for the super chat, man. That's super cool. I do. I do. It's no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. And thank you so much for the super chat. See the pulse right there? It just appeared like that. And coincidentally, there's been power outages there that they don't understand. So that was an anomaly detected on radar that more than likely could have been something that could have affected the substations, could have created what's known as dirty electricity. That's my theory. And like MSG was suggesting, is the information on the seismographs, did they just coincidentally go offline as we're seeing a increase in earthquake activity? And even the weird energy that's being detected along the northern edge of the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think this stuff here is a coincidence. Nicholas Price sent this video in of a building over here to the left that had malfunctioning lights, and then this light here that was malfunctioning. None of this stuff is bright, so you guys don't have to worry about the brightness coming through. Pompano Beach, Florida, Susan R. Look at this. Hey, thanks for the super chat there, Don. Look at this, an entire hotel. Are you serious right now? Look at all the lights pulsing. Let me take it back just in case you missed it. Watch the lights pulsing on this hotel. Look. She said it doesn't normally do that. So was that another batch of dirty electricity? I don't know. Gold is indigenous and Roger is right. Mud fossils. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. This video, I've gotten them literally from all over the world. This one here just happened to be from Taiwan. And notice the gentleman coming out of the building over here to the left. He looks up at that right there like he's never seen it do that before. He's like, why is that light flashing? You can tell he's kind of taken back there just for a second as to what's going on over here. That doesn't normally flash. To me, it's just another rogue and random example of dirty electricity. Like here in the Caribbean, and Tasha Cook, in her video that she shared with me, she said it's happening here too in the Caribbean. And this is the first video I've received out of the Caribbean. Doesn't mean it's the first time it's happened. It's the first time that someone shared a video of this phenomena from the Caribbean. Thank you, really appreciate that. And the Caribbean is now on the map and engulfed in Sahara sand. Good grief. This video here was sent in by Ella M. from right out here in Arizona. Check it out. Now you're thinking, okay, it's just one light. And you know what? I've got a few videos of just one light. I agree. One light, maybe we can explain away. I couldn't agree more, but there's more than one light here. Notice the light to the left. I'll show you, there's more than one light here that's malfunctioning. So it's not a bulb issue. It's what supplies power to the bulb. That's where the issue's at. Look at the light on the building. So what are the odds of that specific light going bad at the same time the street light, the parking lot light goes bad? What do you think the odds are? Probably a million, couple million to one? But it happened. So that tells me that the bulbs aren't bad. There was a batch of dirty electricity that went through there, probably conceived by dirty electricity from an EMP, maybe a natural EMP is creating these. I don't know. But that's what I'm leaning towards. That's seriously what I'm leaning towards, is dirty electricity. Like this dirty sky here. That is something else. Okay, guys, we've got hurricanes, UFOs, quakes, gold, South America, the comet comparison. Thank you guys for the super chats. Oh, and this video here, oh my goodness, it's been making the rounds. People were very interested in this, and you guys, I think you saw it. I don't know, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but remember back years ago, 2012, and there were a lot of people apparently that didn't see this back in 2012, considering it was 13 years ago. I discovered this on the SDO spacecraft, and right there you can see it kind of detach. This went viral around the world in 2012, and people, apparently a lot of people didn't see it because on other platforms, this thing went, wow, I was quite shocked. But there it is again up close, the mysterious huge spheres that jumped off the southeastern limb of the sun. How about that? That's just in case you all didn't see it. Apparently, a lot of people didn't see it because there was hundreds of thousands of people that were quite intrigued by that mysterious day back on March 11th of 2012. That's when it jumped off. It was hanging there for 3.5 days. Again, just pay attention, look around. You can't make this stuff up. You don't have to. There's always something going on. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Jessica out of South Carolina. Again, South Carolina's been a hot spot here recently. UFOs and various things in the nighttime sky and daytime sky. As you see right here, it looks like a big oyster shell coming down out of the sky, diving into the lake that they were on this day as storms were moving in, as they were going fishing. Looking at the GOES X-ray flux, not much happening, guys. The last 7 days, the sun has been it's almost been unusually quiet for solar maximum. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, thank you, email. In fact, let's just turn that down. There we go. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, a little bit of activity. We're starting to see a large region down here. But again, nothing super dramatic, you know. But this was my theory with regard to the mysterious lights that are malfunctioning all over the world. Some sort of an EMP, I think, is coming from somewhere. Exactly where? There could be a lot of places. Looking at the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, nothing to see. Now, if we go back in time, which we can, we go back to, say, the 15th, generate the report, there they are. But they're not there today. They haven't been there for a week. And I noticed as this thing here was kind of getting a little bit wonky, about a month after this, they went offline. So looking at right now, there's nothing there. So a mystery, as MSG said. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so, guys, but I'll leave that up to you. Here's the flight path, the itinerary of the ancient time traveler that's in the solar system right now as I do this video. So it should be responding to the solar wind. It's close enough to the sun to at least develop some sort of a halfway visible tail, especially as big as it is. Nothing, don't see anything. We see like an energy field around this thing, and that's about it. They're monitoring something in the atmosphere. This craft right here that you see, you're looking at the eastern and western hemispheres of the Earth through a spacecraft called GOLD. And these images are obviously from 2018, but I think that they're monitoring the trace amounts of gold in the atmosphere with that particular spacecraft. Very cool stuff. Once again, you cannot make this stuff up. All right, let's see. I want to thank MSG again. Thank you, MSG, for the super chat. That was super cool. And guys, you can throw as many super chats as you want. I know I've said that before. Become a Star family member. The link's at the top of the chat. What's going on, guys? 2012. All right, my ears love it. You've been here this whole time? That's cool. So you saw it back in 2012. You know, a lot of people didn't, because keep in mind that was 13 years ago. So people now that are taking an interest in this type of stuff that we've been following for many, many years, there's a new crowd that's taking an interest in this stuff, and they hadn't seen it, and they liked it. You know, they were very interested in it. So not everybody had seen that yet. That's why I revisited it. In fact, somebody had brought it up and asked me if I could reanalyze the big mysterious sphere, which was supposedly identified as a coronal cavity, but there's coronal cavities up there all the time that don't behave like that, you know? So it truly was a very mysterious moment in time, and it makes you wonder, you know, how many other times that's happened. I haven't seen it since, and that was way back in 2012. Absolutely. All aboard. What's up, Jenny Allen? Jenny Allen is a Star family member. Stacy Gabler, Star family member. Cam's Razor, what's up, buddy? You saw the big sphere? I know people were speculating that, okay, is this some sort of a large craft up here refueling? I mean, anything was on the table that day. We spotted it in 2012. I think it was March 7th going into March 8th. And this thing was visible through the spacecraft the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and it detached on the 11th. So in all seriousness, it was up there or it was in position for about 4 days. 4 days, and usually natural features like that, especially something in the corona that can be moved around and influenced by the solar wind that's constantly, departing the sun, for something to be there that long like that and maintaining its perfect shape, super super rare. Had never seen anything like it. And the world was very interested in that. I know I was too. Hey, Jenny Allen, what's going on, guys? Yeah, March 11th. That's correct, Tony. March 11th seems to be a day, if you know what I'm talking about. March 11th is when the tsunami and stuff occurred over in Japan. That also occurred on March 11th the next year. March 11th of 2011 was the 9.0 earthquake in Japan, and then March 11th of 2012, exactly 12 months to the day, that object that you saw right here, right there, leaped off the bottom of the sun. Exactly 12 months later, right there. Again, you can't make this stuff up. You don't have to, it's real. I don't make stuff up anyway. Just look around, pay attention. You'll see some fascinating things, guys. You really will. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. I really enjoy your company. I want to thank all the new Star family members. In fact, I've got something I'm going to share here later on this evening to all the Star family members. So thanks again, Stacy Gabler. It's crazy hot here in Illinois. You know what, Stacy? I know. But what's odd, Stacy, it hasn't been that hot here in Arizona. No, I think yesterday it didn't even break 100. And for us being in mid-July, I can remember summers when we were in mid-July and it was 117, 118. And for it to, and that's above average, but normally it's well above 100, close to 110. Didn't even break 100 yesterday. And today I think it got up to 100 exactly, or 101. And then it's supposed to be like that for the next 10 days. How hot was it up in Illinois today? I know the humidity up there is off the hook. I know the humidity's terrible. It makes it feel hotter. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, guys, I'm just looking at the chat room over here. I keep the chat over here on a different monitor. It just makes it easier to manage everything that I want to share with you guys, and then I can still kind of see the chat rolling over here to my right. This makes it easier for me. Plus, the live stream is hardwired, so we're not trying to do this through AirPlay or a Bluetooth that can kind of get glitchy at times, So I try to stay away from that if I can, and normally I can if I'm right here at my desk. So, oh my goodness, 93 with 121 heat index. Wow, that is hot. Oh, that is so unbelievable. That's like a Louisiana type of a reading. Well, the heat index, that's like a heat index for out here in Arizona. But y'all got that humidity. I know all about that Illinois humidity. Yes, I do. 110 in South Texas sun today. Holy cow. 30 in New Zealand. So 30 is, Angela, you're going to have to help me. 30 in New Zealand, what's that, 90? 90 Fahrenheit? Sorry, Palenta, Sacramento has had less than 5 triple-digit days. Windy every day. Very bizarre. Thank you, Palenta, for the update. What's the temperature? I'm just curious since it was brought up by Stacy and Rick. 110 in Texas. What's the temperature in your location? But put it in the chat box if you would, please. I'm curious. I'll show you what the temperature is here. Where is it at? There we go. Here's the temperature in Phoenix. Look. So it's hotter in some other places than it is here in Arizona. It hasn't been that hot. It really hasn't. And we're not complaining. No, we have long, hot summers out here. 98 in Alabama. Thank you, guys. Polenta 83 in Northern California. 102 where I'm at. That's right now. 111 with humidity in Southwest Louisiana. Ugh, are you serious? Thank you, Ken, for the update. Wow, stay inside. Woo, 16 Celsius in the UK. Plus 13 in Alberta, 19 or 94 in Liberty, Texas. The Big Scrub, 83, 77 in Southern Ontario. Boy, 77, that's nice. That's a nice temperature. Good for you. 83, windy in Sacramento, 90 right now in Kentucky. Heat index of 110. Woo! 84 in Northern Ohio. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Sean T. 84, feels like 83, 60% humidity in Hawaii. Ah, that's nice. Hawaii. Good for you, man. That's perfect weather out there. 81 here in Northeast PA, 90, 100% humidity. Raining, 87 in Baltimore. Thank you, TK. Thank you, my Cormoti. Bobby, 95 in Utah. Thank you, Andrea. Sean T, UV of 6. Yeah, that should be, like right now, the UV shouldn't be too much at all because it's all about the sun angle, you know. Shine, 76, New Mexico. This is interesting. 97, 98 in South Carolina. That's hot for South Carolina. Thank you, Greg. 98 Cajun in Oklahoma. Shauna, 77. Boy, I know, right? 77 is perfect. That's nice for an afternoon high. 84 in Yucaipa, California. Thank you. 84 in Mansfield, Ohio. This is going kind of fast, guys. 97 in Southeast Missouri. Head trip. That's in the Ozarks, down around Branson, Missouri. I know where that's at. 89, where Greg's at. 78 in Denver. 78's nice. That's comfortable. 84 in Georgia. And there's probably no humidity up in Denver. 87 in Myrtle. 90s with humidity in Chicago. And you're from Phoenix. That's interesting. Yeah. Thank you, Jill. I've been to Chicago a few times. Yes. Yes, ma'am. 84. Thank you, Jabba. Marty, 79 in Minnesota. Remember, you can become a star member. Oh, thank you, Stacy. Yeah, you guys can. Remember, it's literally pennies a day, and you can become a Star family member. Click on the link in the top of the chat box there. Easy peasy, man. Easy peasy. All right, guys. Well, that was fun. I appreciate all the updates. And like Stacy said, don't forget to become a Star family member. It's really easy to do. The link is right up there. Pennies a day. 76 in the mountains of West Virginia. Good for you, Mark. 68 in London, England. Thank you, Steve. That's a nice temperature, too. Thank you, Polenta. Way to go, guys. Well, I appreciate that. It kind of helps put things into perspective. I know it's been below average here in Arizona, and there's not one single person complaining because for mid-July, we are very thankful to ever have a year where temperatures are below average, especially like midsummer like this, because it does make for a long summer, especially if the temperatures get up around 115. It is just unbelievably hot. But to have it at 100, I mean, it seems like it's very hot, but we'll take it. We'll take it. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you, Miss DJ. Thank you, moderator. Good job again. I want to thank all you guys for spending part of your day with us. Don't forget to become a Star family member. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there, guys.